I felt like I'd been used for a free date to Japan.
It wasn't a date. It's just my friend that I barely know at all.
It's a risky thing to open our DM, Soda.
Oh, how bad are ours right now?
We'll check right now. Check
Okay, it's your bulge.
What? Okay, hold on. I'm live.
You
Soda.
got those two, Soda?
Finster got groomed by one of
His
their whales.
Their whales. People don't want to talk about this, but Finster makes fetish content.
I wanted to look at this.
Many of you know about.
I believe Joe Schmo watched this on his stream yesterday, but I wasn't around for that part, so I wanted to react to it. Finster Live. My relationship with Kris Tyson. This is gonna be good. Finster. I don't like Finster. I don't like how Finster promotes HRT to minors. And yeah, I don't know.
Also, people don't want to talk about this, but Finster makes fetish content. Okay?
Yeah, no, absolutely. Finster got groomed by one of
His
their whales.
Their whales. Yeah.
Is it really that bad to say he when he's been like a femboy for years? Like,
It's hard, right? It would be like if Jeffree Star started going by she or something. I feel like it would take me a while. But
yeah. I'm not gonna apologize if I fuck up, but yeah, we're going neutral. We're going full neutral today, guys. I don't want to get banned. Okay. Anyways.
About the Kris Tyson situation. And if you don't, the main plot line is that he was both publicly and privately talking inappropriately to a minor. If you're someone that looked up to Ava, I get it. 90% of what's out there is just people throwing slurs and lying about things. I get that.
90%, really? 90% of the criticism of Kris Tyson is just people saying slurs.
Have we said a slur? I don't think we have.
I've never said a slur in my life. I've never said a single slur.
Want to immediately jump to a defense. I'm obviously not going to be doing that. But from the perspective of someone that used to be a fairly close friend, let's go through what she said and did so you get context.
Okay, it pisses me off so much that Finster does a side part. Please do a middle part.
I don't care. I don't
Please,
care. I don't
especially
care.
because
I
the
don't
side
care.
part is always uneven. It's never an even good side part.
Oh,
Just-
but no, go ahead.
No, that's it.
By the way, yeah, we didn't really flesh this out, but yeah, I Finster makes fetish content. I honestly think that Finster, you know, is a victim of that themselves. So
I don't know. I don't know if it's a victim. I think Finster. I think they've always liked it. You know what I mean?
the thing is, it like started as like an innocent thing to get views and be different online. It was like, oh, cross-dressing, you should cross-dress as a joke, haha. And then they cross-dressed, and then they found out, oh, you know, this actually like works pretty well. A lot of people want to see this. This is a new niche.
Well, the question is, could you be groomed into that? I don't think I could be groomed into. I think you have to already have the seed within you. You know?
No, I think that there's people who are like open-minded to the point where it's like too much open-mindedness, and that they can be taken advantage of by others. I think that's a real thing.
I think you have to. Because it's like, you can definitely go down porn rabbit holes for sure, but I think you have to already be inclined to like sissy femboy stuff to like get into stuff like this. You know what I mean?
I don't think so. I think it's like when you're gooning, when you're gooning, okay, when you're gooning or when you're like being groomed into something, it's like almost like Stockholm syndrome kind of thing.
Oh, so you're saying that you could be groomed into something like this?
Maybe if I was not in the right headspace, if I didn't have good self-control or something.
I just don't believe that about you.
Yeah, I mean, that would never happen to me because I am not that type of person. I'm not like a super
Because you don't
open.
have the seed planted within you.
But I'm not like a super like open-minded person with anything like that. Some people are.
Yeah, and that's the other thing is I feel like Finster kind of makes the trans community look bad because they so often combine trans things with fetish content, and it's like trans people are trying to escape that narrative, and it's like, you know.
This is a problem that I have, is that like this is where someone who develops AGP starts. You know, they start by watching someone like this, like Finster, as just like, you know,
Well,
oh, it's
yeah.
just like a joke. It's just funny. Oh, I don't really mind this. You know, this person's like pretty pretty normal, and like actually this thing is kind of based, and then they go down like a pipeline. I believe
it's
that.
like, well, a lot of trans people try to say that AGP isn't real and stuff like that, and
Oh,
it's
yeah.
like,
Absolutely is.
And you'll understand why I'm distancing myself, and you'll see a bunch of other people distancing themselves too. I don't know if you can tell by the dead look in my eyes here, but I didn't exactly see this news coming. And it's pretty so let's look. So
Guys, I
everyone see-
totally didn't see this coming at all. I can't possibly imagine a world where this happened, that Kris is like a total freak.
in this one. I get the defense. It was 2016.
2016.
Edgy jokes, whatever. I know the sort of that I said back in 2016 when I was a 16-year-old. So, quite frankly, I didn't care when I saw it. It's more that there are a lot of tabs on my screen, and you can see how many of them are going to be quite bad. I want to focus on a couple things that I can personally verify, as I don't think anyone really...
Yeah, so with Kris, this is one of the problems, and I think why it took people a little while to figure it out, is that Kris, had that tweet, right? Kris had these other things, but people hadn't looked at the bigger picture of all of this stuff together and how it paints Kris as like a degenerate creep that's, obviously has weird feelings towards kids and stuff. Nobody really looked at all of that evidence at once. I mean, of course, people probably did, but it didn't get circulated in the news until the last week, which is pretty interesting to me. I think that the Shadman stuff is by far the most damning thing.
well, it's like saying nothing gets my knob cranking like lolly.
Right.
What is the joke? That's just not funny. Like,
It's just
I get
like-
edgy humor.
So if it was, there's probably people that have said stuff like that aren't actually into that stuff, that are just like being being shocking and like gross,
Yeah,
I mean, that
I'm
probably
just
exists, but because it's Kris and we know everything else, it's obvious that is like
Yeah.
earnest, like that is real.
Well, and it's like those 4chan people who are, it's like, are you joking? Are you not joking? It's not really funny. It's like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I could see that. Yeah, like same thing with like actually, I'm not even gonna go there. It doesn't matter. But like, yeah, politics on 4chan, I feel like used to be like a lot just jokes. And
Yes.
then there was new gens. New gens came in and they took it really seriously and actually like believed some of the stuff.
Well,
so.
and perhaps there was always a grain of truth to everything, to the politics. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but 4chan had like, when it first started, from my understanding, it was like a lot of like trolling. A lot of the
Yeah.
internet back then was just trolling. Nothing was being taken seriously. People were being intentionally like, inflammatory. And that sort of culture could apply to this topic as well. But in this case with Kris, it's obviously not true. It's obviously like genuine
Yeah, so
interest
what I'm
in
mainly
it.
focused on is not the stuff that's just edgy jokes. It's the stuff where they're interacting publicly with someone who's underage. And I believe the youngest this person I'm going to go over was, they were 13, and the oldest, they were 16. I am no mogul male. I don't know when things were when, but let's be real. If it was 16 or 13, it's still pretty f***ing bad. Ava or Kris, I'm going to just go with Ava, used to have a Patreon page, and Lava was one of the people that donated briefly. Ava's
So I'm not really interested in Finster going over all these things that we've already looked at. So I'm going to try to skip and find the segment where they talk about their relationship with Ava. Let's see. Finster, can you please put timestamps?
Why did Kris change their name to Kris with a K?
Just to literally for no reason. Like you even if you're like full, like you could name yourself Kris with a C and still
Yeah.
like there's actual women with the name Kris
Christine.
spelled like that.
Yeah.
video games and discussing the possibility that they might transition, and it
Okay, what's this?
was leaked.
How's it going, you guys? So, you'll probably see the photos get taken.
Oh yeah, this was another thing that we haven't talked about yet, but Kris Tyson made a video where they linked revenge porn, the Jeanette McCurdy pictures that were leaked, and people were going after them for that.
At some point tonight, maybe tomorrow, because Nickelodeon has that kind of.
By the way, this person sounds like a complete gooner in this clip. Like,
But the link's in the description if you want to.
pictures looked. The
the
pictures leaked. If you want to go take a look at them, they're in the description. Like, ew. Like, ew.
Why would
look
you-
at somebody else's private business? But I know that people might want to see them, so it's there if you want it.
Jeez.
The rest of the video goes on to talk about how sharing revenge wrong, but it was linked in the description.
What would possess you to make a video like that?
I don't know.
I cannot relate to that mentality at all. That is crazy behavior.
Yeah.
Description, which, what? But okay, why am I even making this in the first place? This is easily one of those things that I could just talk about on stream or never mention and just deal with it in therapy, that I was friends with this person. And the reason is me and Ava have known each other for a while. Back around late 2022, early 2023, we started talking a lot more, playing video games, and discussing the possibility that they might transition. And at the time, I was already on estrogen, and so they wanted to know some info about it. Basically just to check that her doctors are...
They were seeking some grooming from Finster.
all the information she could get.
Can you groom me a little bit? Can you groom me a little bit more, please? Finster, I know you groom like... Okay, I'm just kidding. Joke.
And we continued chatting about transition stuff, just life in general. We unboxed some CSGO knives, and a little bit after that, she came out.
Finster, are you sure that this is a good idea? Yes, Kris, you have to do it. You have to. Please take the hormones. Please inject yourself with HRT. I need it. Please, it would be so hot. Please.
Kind of. Well, she said, like, I'm on HRT, but, like, I don't know the pronouns yet. And I got a phone call. I was invited to a Mr. Beast shoot out in Tokyo. Now,
Sorry, my volume has been really low for you guys.
At the time, oh my fucking god. Dude, this
It needs to be up
fucking
more.
haunts me. Okay.
It shouldn't be as loud as the mic, but it should be a little bit here.
It's not even touching like the end of the green, really.
I'll give you context. I was hanging out with someone called Soda at the time that had flown in from the States to meet
So, by the way, Soda is John Hollywood.
me, who was another close
Slash
friend that I
Ella
had that was in
Hollywood.
like sort of the
John
industry. And so we went to Tokyo.
detransitioned.
We all went. We went shopping and we hung out and we took this selfie.
This person is fucking gross.
Crazy, insane.
John Hollywood is a fucking disgusting person.
Yeah, and you can just see it.
Yep.
I thought that I was invited pretty much just for fun, but not really, apparently. See, this person in the middle here is called Soda. This year, on my birthday, weirdly enough, I've made this tweet, which has now since been deleted, but
This is new to me. The news to me as well. Finally going to talk about this because it doesn't involve me and I don't know any of the guys involved. I invited someone to Japan because I was going through it mentally. My test levels were 650 and my E was 250 at the time. Oopsies. So I invited the person. It's almost like, interesting.
What are we? Okay.
So invited the person I was friends with because they had just started HRT and I also had a crush on them. Talking about
Finster.
Talking about Finster. They asked me if they could bring a friend, and since it was a Mr. Beast video, I said yes, because there would be downtime. I met that person maybe 3 times total before I realized they were into each other, and I left because I felt like I had been used for a free date to Japan and kind of was left as a third wheel. So this is more than just them hanging out. This is a love triangle.
Yeah, not only a love triangle. People said, we just happened to see each other. We happened to see each other in Japan or Hollywood.
Wait, what? Wasn't that an excuse?
Ava said that. Kris Ava said, we just happened to bump into each other. This is like an excursion they went on together. This is crazy.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, okay, obviously this is just testimony, but if Kris was under the impression that Finster and John Hollywood were into each other, what does that tell you about their like relationship? Like, do you think that these two like traveling together, crushing on each other, had no idea? They had no idea what John Hollywood was like into at all? Didn't know that this person was like a complete degen?
Finster knew. I'm sorry.
Issue with
Finster knew.
That's one of the things that I'm having a problem with is I assume that Finster is just gonna downplay and be like, I had no idea how fucked up this person was. It's like, really? No, I feel like you did. I feel like you did, and you're just protecting yourself now.
Well, okay, according to Kiwi Farms, and I haven't looked into this much, so take it with a grain of salt, but according to them, Finster and John Hollywood would send each other photos for their OnlyFans to get them approved for each other, and talk about oh, is this hot? Is this good? What do you think of this? Okay, this wasn't some casual relationship. They were sending each other fucking nudes.
It's a risky thing to open our DM, Soda.
Oh, how bad are ours right now?
We'll check right now. Shut
Okay,
on
so
stream.
your bulge.
What? Okay, hold on. I'm live.
You
Soda.
got those too, Soda?
And then everything else that I have that's not safe for work is spoiler. It's mostly your ass and cock and penis and balls.
I am the
Ooh.
problem. Well, because I take photos for the battle pass. I'm just like, hey, look at me. I look cool.
They know each other more than Finster is gonna let on.
And by the way, for anyone who's not in the loop, like this John Hollywood person is a horrible, horrible, depraved person. This person is associated with someone who you might know, Giggly Goon Clown, who was a literal like pedophile. Like straight up, I feel fully comfortable calling this person a pedophile. They expressed interest in real children. They talked about horrible things with like their, what was it, cousin or something?
Their niece.
Niece. Gross, gross stuff. These people are
Talking about their own niece, about how just like literally the most disturbing like thing you can possibly imagine.
yeah.
And worse.
It's like stuff that I don't even feel comfortable like reading on stream because it's so depraved. Talking about basically in discords where they're like they have like a fetish for getting kids addicted to gooning, to like get kids addicted to porn and become degenerate gooners. That is like their thing. They are trying to corrupt people.
Yes.
So really gross, very, very, very sick people. Pretty much honestly the most disgusting stuff that I have seen on the internet that doesn't involve like animals. The fucking
I think it's more disgusting than the
you think it's
Zoo
more
sadist.
disgusting than Zeus? It very well might be. Yeah.
I feel more repulsed by it. I can watch the Zoo Sadist video, no problem, but hearing Giggly Goon Clown talk about their own nephew,
Ugh. Yeah.
or niece, sorry, it makes me sick to my stomach.
Yeah. So by the way, guys, if you're interested in this, look at the Turkey Tom Goon Clown video. The Giggly Goon Clown Files. Wow, this was 10 months ago. I remember when this came out. Felt recent. Watch this video, and yeah, it's a tough watch, but if you have, that is going to inform you of how gross these people are. And John Hollywood is no better. John Hollywood is not like
Slightly better. Okay, there's less evidence against John Hollywood.
Giggly Goon
Much
Clown has
less.
been in a microscope for a while, yeah.
Yeah.
But same circles, same conversations, same stuff. Yeah.
And John Hollywood speaks directly. There are screenshots of John Hollywood saying that they're happy that people under 18 are looking at their
Ugh.
porn and stuff. So
Gross, yeah. Completely degenerate, yeah. Okay, anyways,
But I
yeah,
followed
the
up with Ava
Turkey
on
Tom
this.
video was a hard
it was
watch.
rough, yeah.
And then a week later, she got back to me with a big apology about this statement. But still, I feel like it's important to give context. There's some awful shit about Soda that we're going to get to in a second, but she said, finally going to talk about this because it doesn't involve me and I don't know any of the guys involved. I invited someone to Japan because I was going through it mentally. My testosterone and E levels were bad. So I invited the person I was kind of friends with
Fail.
because they had just started HRT and I also had a crush on them.
Just increase your dose. No, Chris, don't give up. Increase your dose. Increase your dose. Increase your dose. More.
I didn't know that at the time. They asked me if they could bring a friend, and since it was a Mr. Beast video,
Oh, yeah. They just said that they didn't know that Chris
Yeah.
had a crush on them.
I said yes because there'd be some downtime. I met the person 3 times total before I realized they were into each other, and then I left because I felt like I'd been used for a free date to Japan and was kind of left as a third wheel.
Why
I
is
never told them-
Finster smiling, going, it wasn't a date. It's just my friend that I barely know at all.
Okay,
I don't know
let's-
anything that he's into.
Let's hear
Again,
Finn out.
except-
Let's
Yeah,
see.
yeah.
I reply on Twitter because there is one picture of us in the same place. People call me a... Now, this is the photo they're referring to, and I get why they made that statement. It is not true. Ava knew who Soda was. I had prior introduced them. It wasn't
Whoa.
just, can I bring this random person along? And it was also not someone that I was interested in. Because what I messaged her...
Yeah, you were just sending
I
porn
wasn't
back and
interested
forth.
in them at all, actually. I wasn't interested in them at all. I mean, all we have is Chris's word, really. So maybe they weren't. Maybe they're just, you know, some of those people who are like really flirtatious and give everyone the vibe that they're dating when they're not. Like, I don't know.
I mean, that is possible.
Yeah, that is possible, sure. But yeah, like you said, they were sending porn back and forth to each other. So
allegedly.
After it came out, was saying, I didn't know you felt that way. I would have thought very differently about this trip if I knew. But the part that Ava says where she left fairly quickly is true. I didn't know why, and the reason was given to me that she wanted to go see her kid, which is fair. I've never been a parent. I assume that you probably care about them. I don't know. Also, we have spoken since. I'm not sure why they threw that in.
How do you think the kid feels about all this stuff, by the way?
Can't say.
The kid is in danger. No, I'm just kidding.
Okay, stop. Well, okay, well, that is...
That's a joke.
Well, no, that is, like, there is, like, actually a small concern with the fact that...
Yeah, I mean...
Kris is talking to a 13-year-old.
I would like to give Kris the benefit of the doubt here that they're not going to do anything to their own child. I don't think from what I've seen, and we still need to look at the Discord links, that Kris had or has any intentions of taking any like actions in the real world. I think that this was just weird fantasy stuff, and I would like to give Kris the benefit of the doubt.
I believe that.
We made a video together, and in regards to everything involving Soda was also involved in a different bit of drama. Sounds like the wrong word. DMs were leaked between Soda and an actual file where Soda is role-playing and going along with a pedophile's fantasies. Nothing super explicit, but the phrase "yay child" was used, which I found weird. And shortly after that controversy, communication very quickly slowed with both of them. Ava didn't want to talk to Soda, brand risk. Ava didn't want to talk to me, brand risk. It didn't fit the branding image. In
what way is Finster a brand risk for Mr. Beast? I assume he's talking about that. How is this person a brand risk?
Well, because they're friends with Soda Cat also.
But they said that Ava split off from Soda Cat because it was a brand risk.
Because Soda Cat's DMs leaked where they were going along with the pedophile's fantasy.
Right. But why Finster?
Well, Finster's friends with Soda Cat, and also Finster literally makes fetish content.
Well,
like,
yeah,
actually.
but I mean,
no,
you could
but
say
like
the same
actual
thing about
like ball gag and
porn,
handcuffs and stuff like that. Yeah.
Ugh. Of Mr. Beast, which is fair enough. I was told that going into when we did the shoot in Tokyo. I was just sort of a standby. I was never going to be in the video because, obviously, I'm not exactly a kid-safe content creator. I'm not exactly PG. It was very quick.
Interesting, because you started as a Minecraft YouTuber whose audience was kids, right? Am I crazy? I want to watch one of the like edited videos. Like, how about we go to Popular? Let's see. 4 years ago.
This is going to sound like a bad idea, but I promise you, it is. I was thonking for a while. I logged onto the server, and the first thing I saw is a bunch of beacon cells. Beacons in AH, 50 trillion, 20 beacons for 150. Beacons. Beacons are a big deal. Bet you if I scroll down, there's gonna be another one. Beacons at AH.
So imagine your 9-year-old kid loves this person. Oh, my favorite Minecraft YouTuber. They haven't made a Minecraft video in a while. I wonder what they're up to now. Finds Finster live. Oh, their whole channel is about like cross-dressing and becoming trans. Interesting.
So many. Look at this. All of it's beacons. Look at that. Only 100 beacons going for 1 million e-tokens. 10,000 beacons going for an amount of money that I can't even read.
Yeah, like, I don't know. I'm not gonna get myself in trouble here.
And very rightfully at the point where
gives me very weird.
Kind of no one talks to each other out of that photo anymore.
Vibes.
But that photo does exist, and good God, it will haunt me forever. I'm not proud to have called those people my friends. Everything in this situation is just have called those people my friends.
So I'm not proud to have called those people my friends.
Everything in this situation is just gross and weird, and it's sick. Our morals very clearly don't align, and now I have some fun trust issues to work through in therapy. That photo.
Oh my God. Are you kidding me? From what I've heard people say that Finster is really, really optics minded too. Like,
yes.
Finster will cut people off like really easily and stuff.
100%.
But with the other person, that makes sense for you to have said Finster, because I feel like you knew that that person was weird and like a freak. Like if you were sending porn back and forth to them, is that, I don't know, is that hard to imagine?
Photo of us together while we were having a nice
I
time
don't
at
know.
the time. No one knew anything about
There's
it.
definitely a possibility that was a side of Jean that Finster genuinely didn't know about.
I don't know how, because when it's someone like Giggly Goon Clown, that's their entire life. Their
But
entire life
they
is
weren't,
gooning.
They weren't friends with Giggly Goon Clown.
Well, yeah, Finster wasn't friends with Giggly Goon Clown, but John Hollywood is the same type of person. The same genre of gooning Dusk Till Dawn and like
Well, it's one thing
getting people addicted to
it's
gooning
one
as a
thing
hobby.
that it's one thing to be a gooner and it's another thing to be a pedophile.
But
Right.
yeah, but I don't.
In Finster's mind, it's probably fine to be a gooner.
So you think that they had no idea that this person wasn't there a profile on Twitter like no limits?
Yes.
We're talking about John Hollywood. Their profile
But,
said no limits.
I mean, that's purposefully vague.
That's purpose. What else could that mean other than like I support, like
Well,
no
like,
limits, no limits.
No limits could mean just like I'm down for any weird stuff you're into. You know what I mean? I'm down to talk about it.
Yeah, so that like to me that implies like where is the limit? The limit is on pedophilia, right?
Yeah.
For most people are gonna say that's the thing that's not acceptable. So saying no limits, that's like inherently implies that you're okay with pedophilia.
I genuinely believe that if Finster thought that John had this side to him, he detransitioned. Okay, it's okay. That he would have cut him off. Like you said, he's very optics minded.
Yeah.
I genuinely believe he didn't. No.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I that's fair. Yeah, maybe he didn't, but I just, you know,
Whether-
knowing how these people are, like I just
Well,
don't
yeah,
understand.
whether or not we know the intentions of Finster and what Finster is like behind closed doors, you know, obviously we can't speculate. But I think that they genuinely didn't know.
Yeah. Okay.
Anything. The information about Soda Cat came out much later in the year, and we hadn't met up since that photo was taken. But that memory now is just horrible and tainted, and I can't look at it. The final update being Ava has since stepped down from Mr. Beast with not a very apologetic apology. I would like to apologize for any of my past behavior or comments. If it hurt or offended anyone, it was not my intent. Seeing recent events, we've mutually decided that it's best that I permanently step away from all things Mr.
Yeah, we read all this.
Accusation. Lava has vocally supported that. I think Ava's statement clarifies the situation well, but even still, a lot of my gripes come from what we know are true and that are checkable on social media. I'm really sorry if I'm the one that brought this news to you. I'm trying to be a bit more upbeat about it, but this has caused me an awful lot of lost sleep over the fact that this was a thing.
My image!
I think it's good that she stepped down from Mr.
image.
Beast, but what she said was weird. This whole situation does just suck. I do understand the people speculating about it, of like, Ava's trans, Soda's non-binary, and I'm whatever I am. I've already seen people online making shit up about me. People posting that screenshot and saying that I have a Discord full of children that I promote on.
To me, this gets into speculation, but it's like, if you're attracting this kind of energy, like, what is that? I don't know. That sort of just, like, makes me trust you less. If these are the people that you surround yourself with that are attracted to you, you know what I mean?
I don't know.
OnlyFans too, which is insane. I'm not the.
I already have like I don't trust this person because I think like you say, they participate in the fetish content. And I don't know.
It's not there's nothing wrong with fetish content. It's just like the
but it's promoted to children.
And it's the normalization of it. You know what I mean? Like,
yes.
I don't know. And the way that it's tied up into like a cute advertiser friendly bow.
Well, it's like, yeah, okay. So it's like, oh, it's this cute little just funny quirky thing, but then it's like this person's making porn and they're friends with people who were like complete degenerates, getting people addicted to porn and gooning, and like, I don't know, it just feels like similar themes, you know what I mean? Similar themes. And then it's like,
How far does Finster go with the porn? I don't know anything about it.
I have no idea. It would ruin my day to look it up.
Owner of the Discord. It's community ran. I haven't spoken in there ever. Have I? Let me check. I must have spoken once or twice. Yeah, in 2021, there's about 5 to 10 mods that I'm paying actively to manage that Discord and to make sure no weird shit goes on in there. And I mean to the extent of we'll ban you if you say your age, no matter what it is. The mods have infinite decision-making power. They can ban whoever. If you talk about my OnlyFans, the fact that I do it, anything sexual at all, you will get banned. But again,
that's
I'm
good,
not in
but
there.
don't. How do people find your OnlyFans? That like people will still know that you
Well,
have
people-
it. Everyone still
knows,
knows that
yeah.
you have it because you talk about it on Twitch. So I don't know. That's weird to me. It's almost like is like avoiding, like
Well,
just
I think
avoiding
there's-
getting into trouble for people talking about
Because
it.
for whatever reason, people, all the weird shit happens on Discord. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like grooming. Yeah, it happens on Discord.
And I think it feels like a more like a closed off room, a more private environment. You know.
Hmm.
So on Twitch, it's like everyone's staring at you. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? I don't know. Let's see.
Which is why I'm trying to approach this topic from the, I get that trans people get an awful lot of shit about everything all the time. But holy shit, man. Trans people deserve rights and respect the same way anyone
Oh
else
my
gets. But to
God.
get that, we have to call out people that have verifiably done
No, that's
wrong
good.
in the
That's
same way
true.
that anyone else does.
Yeah.
Making this a
Nice.
trans issue or misgendering Kris or throwing around slurs or hating on trans people that have nothing to do with anything is extremely fucked up. And while I'm used to it and I don't care, it's more that I've
No one
seen
should
it
care.
to random people now. People in my replies, people in replies to my friends, just random people on Twitter. And also, since I guess I'm connected in some way, there's been a few...
Yeah, I mean, they're saying Finster is still saying like, yeah, the criticisms are still valid, even though people are saying this. So that's fair. What I don't like is when people use the fact that like, oh, they're misgendering her to like invalidate the actual like criticism. You know what I mean? Like they'll take that to completely disarm the entire story, and they'll overlook like. I heard that Denims was like running defense for Kris a little bit. Denims did acknowledge that Kris did wrong things, but apparently was like trying to flip it into like a transphobia thing. I just find that kind of cringe. Like we're talking about like children, right? We're talking about children right now, and like someone who has weird behaviors. Like I don't know. I just don't give a fuck about like, oh, misgendering, transphobia. Like I just don't care. Be sure to sub if you want to catch my next video or stream as soon as it goes up. I appreciate you guys for watching. We'll see you next time.